right. Welcome to Monday Night Money. That's the first time I've played that video all the way through.
It was loud.
Was it loud?
For me, it was.
Well, anyway, thank you all for joining us. I'm Cody. I'm joined by my friend Sam Goodge. He is new into the betting space, but we're having a lot of fun with it.
Nope.
How... How's it going, Sam? How you doing?
It's going well. Doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. We both had some struggles this past weekend. It seems
Mm-hmm.
like you had more than I did, so I'll let you start. I'll let you air your grievances with your bad beats.
All right. Well, let's see. Where do I start? Let me look through here because I'm not gonna lie. Once a few of these happened, I just put my phone down and stopped looking. Let's see. First one. Let's see. I had Nick Chubb, so I assumed the Browns were gonna go in. Baker's injured. I assumed the Browns were gonna go in, run the ball. But no, they let that dum dum with his torn labrum throw the ball around still. So I had Nick Chubb on rushing attempts at the over. It was 19 and a half. I was like, there's no way he doesn't hit 20 rushing attempts. Nope, he didn't. He ended up with what? Uh, doesn't tell me. He says it's under 18 and a half, so I wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And then I also had the yards just because I assumed if he's getting the touches, he's going to get the yards.
Yeah, no, I think that's a lot of my bets too this weekend were like, well, of course this is gonna happen. And it didn't happen.
Right.
Like the big one for me was the Lions. Like the way the
Mm,
Lions played against the Rams, you were like, well, this doesn't look like an 0-7 team. Like
yep.
they got to turn it around against a team like the Eagles, who's the bottom of their division, and then they got stomped.
Yep. And building on that, I had a four-leg parlay with a nice little teaser on it, a little 6 point teaser. I thought for sure this was going to be the week. This is going to be the week the Lions came in, they won the game. I still teased them up. I think it was they were +3. I put it up to +9. That worked out well. Was it 44-6? Maybe if I put +39, I would have had a chance. But
Yeah, I mean, miraculously, I hit my over on that game because I was talking with a buddy at work, and we were just like, both these teams are just going to run and pass the ball all over each other because the defenses on both sides aren't great.
right.
And luckily, the Eagles decided, oh, we're going to put this over on our back, and then the Lions said, oh, we'll help, we'll give you a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, I overestimated them, I guess, because they've just been so close, and this time it was just a whooping. It was not close. And the Eagles aren't a very strong team, in my opinion, either. So I thought for sure this was it.
Exactly.
This is the week. Nope. And then
Exactly.
within that, I also had the Bengals teased down to -5.5. You know how that worked out.
Yeah, I had the same
Um,
thing.
I had the Bills down to 9, which so the two that actually hit within the parlay, the Bills down to 9, and the Titans up to 9.
Yeah, that was
So
another game that I think a lot of people. I don't think any gamblers misread it, but I think the books misread that game because this Titans team had been on
mm,
fire, and then you have this Colts team that's like so. Carson Wentz doesn't know how to take care of the ball. Sure, they just beat San Francisco in a torrential downpour, but San Francisco's not that good either.
yeah, I mean I'm higher on the Colts than maybe most people. I think that they're a decent team. Carson Wentz the other night when he threw the ball into his left hand and then kind of like shot putted it and threw a
Yeah,
pick six. That was Carson. I mean that's Carson Wentz to a
that's
T, I guess. But
vintage.
but I'm still. I think they've been playing pretty well. Michael Pittman's been coming out of nowhere. So I thought +9 with the Titans. I was like, okay, I'll be all right with that. And that's one of the ones I hit though. Oh, but that was rough. That whole that whole thing.
Yeah, no,
And
and
then
I go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, and then last night, Cooper Rush is in the game. Cooper
Yeah.
Rush is in the game. Who? I only know who he is because of Hard Knocks. And I thought for sure they would run the ball. I had him at what is it? Over 8.5 attempts. He had 6 in the first half. He finished with I think 7. He got 1 rush in the second half.
Oh, for Tony Pollard.
For Tony Pollard, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what I said, but yeah, Tony Pollard. So I missed on that one, and that was another one. I was like, oh, there's no way he doesn't get the ball 9 times. And then after the first half, I'm sitting there like, all right, I can just relax and enjoy this game because that was my only bet last night. That was it. I was like, he's gonna get that. That'll be easy. He'll probably get that in the first half of the third quarter. Nope, nope. And
I
then I was
see. I see
hoping.
that the Cooper Rush experience did not fare well to you. Did you just fart?
No, that's my chair.
It looked like you just like pulled your leg up and farted.
No, I was trying to maneuver myself. I'm new to this game. I have my little cardio equipment here, and I was pushing on it to like maneuver myself, and my chair made a weird noise.
Sure you did. But anyway,
Excuse me.
Okay,
My
he's
little
got to prove it. Oh, he's got to prove it.
my little stair stepper thingy I use sometimes.
Oh my goodness,
Anyways,
that was good. But no, it seems as though the Cooper Rush experience did not treat you well.
no.
But it definitely bailed me out of some dumb bets. Early in the week, I took Cowboys -2.5. So I was like, there's no way they make this a close game.
Mm-hmm.
But that was before I knew about the Dak situation. And then I was like,
Yep.
ooh, I don't know. But even when I did hear about that, it was still unsure. People were like, there's a 60-40 chance he doesn't play. 60 he does. And I was like, I'm going to double down on this. So I took Cowboys money line plus 125. And then like 6:30 last night, they're like, oh, Cooper Rush is starting. And
Yep.
I got nervous.
They waited till the last minute.
I was so nervous about that game last night. Luckily I stayed up to watch it. I watched both my bets cash. So that ended a nice day for me that could have otherwise been terrible. I ended up going 4-3 yesterday. What about you?
Let me see. I did win a couple. Hold on, there's some non-football things. So I only
But
won
I
two
also
football
gotcha.
bets and lost what 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went 2 and 4.
But on top of that, I also lost my teaser, and it was a 5-team teaser, or yeah, 5-team teaser, which I had a lot of money on. So I lost that, and I lost my 13-team parlay, the gut check that I like to call
Well,
it.
yeah, I don't count that because that's just I do that every week for $1. I literally throw $1
Oh
in,
yeah,
pick money line every game, and just you never know. I've
yeah.
come close. There's one week I only missed one game, I think, or maybe 2 games. I got real close.
See, the first time I did that, I think it was like 3 years ago because it was when I first moved out here to New Jersey. I hit every single 1 o'clock game.
Mm.
And I didn't know anything. Like I had just gotten into sports betting, so I didn't know I could cash out. I was like, oh, I got to
Yep.
ride this. And I'd taken overtime for work that day because I usually don't work Sundays. And I go in and I'm like bragging to my buddies. I'm like, oh, look at this. I'm like, what do you think? And then I think it was like it's like the last play of whatever game it was. I lost one game, and then I won the 8-20 game, and I had one blemish on my first gut check parlay.
Yeah, I mean, it was like this week. I never would have had a chance. No logical person predicted the Jets winning. Like it's
No, not at all.
it's always those games though. But that's where you can, I guess, differentiate yourself. I guess that's where you could make the big money if you're able to predict stuff like that.
Yeah, but I did go 2-1 on my prop bets, which I'm usually not good at prop bets, but I'm getting better at them. I think with doing the same game parlays, making you think about how a game is going to play out is making me think about how players play in general. So that's helping me with my prop bets.
Right, and that's why I thought for sure Nick Chubb was going to run the ball. That's why I thought for sure that Tony Pollard would get his chance. And
Yeah.
I got kicked square in the boys with that one. So
Yeah, no, I ended up I hit on Najee Harris over 68.5 yards rushing.
yeah, makes sense.
And then I got Pat Fryermuth over 3.5 receptions,
Hmm.
which is something that Smitty from Around the 412, who I've had on this show, he talked about that they really like the books have been underestimating Pat Fryermuth for weeks, and
Jamar Chase is still plus money on touchdowns.
yeah,
Like it doesn't make any sense.
exactly.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. So this is like he's like, listen, if they're going to keep giving him 1.5 or a half a reception, you have to
Mm-hmm.
hammer that. And once I heard the news that Ebron was out, I was like, all right, whatever it is, I'm taking it. And it was 3. I was
Yep.
lucky it was 3.5, and he ended up with 4 plus the touchdown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I did on props yesterday.
Yeah. I counted everything when I was counted up. Props. I mean, a couple. I don't really. To be honest, I don't bet much. Just straight up games. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
I prefer to bet props because I
Okay.
think I'm normally, not this weekend included. I'm normally a little better at calling the prop stuff than maybe I am the games. I guess I don't know. I don't mean it that way, but like I think I enjoy the prop stuff more. It gives me something to really watch the entire game rather than just.
Yeah, like if you hit an
I
over in
could
the
check the
third
scores.
quarter. Yeah,
Right. I could check the
exactly.
scores and see if I pick the winner, cover the spread, whatever. So for the most part, I play mostly prop stuff. But
Yeah, no, that's a new way of looking at it that I never thought of. You're right. Like it makes you actually watch the game.
I've watched more sports since I started doing this in the last however long it's been, 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
You
whatever
had
it's
me
been.
watching soccer today, Sam. I
And did we
literally,
win?
yeah, we won 2
You're
up,
damn right.
two
Damn
nil.
right we did.
Italy
Yep.
series A ball. Let's fucking go.
Soccer is the one thing. For some reason, I've missed I think only twice on soccer, and I've won 10 to 15 times.
Yeah,
Like it's just I don't know why. Maybe I should just stick to soccer and say screw this
yeah.
stuff.
Just be our resident soccer handicapper in the Platts Picks Pod
I
Discord.
I I bet Turkish league soccer and won. Like never in my life do I think I'd be betting the Turkish soccer league or whatever it's called, La Liga or whatever the hell they
Well,
call it.
well, hey, whenever coronavirus started, I never thought I'd be betting money on Korean baseball, but look what
That's fair.
happened.
Yeah, I haven't got into that or like any international like basketball any of that stuff. Soccer's the furthest I'll go because I know at
Hey,
least
the
a little
Korean
bit.
baseball phase of gambling was a very fun time, I have to say.
It was probably a very low low as well. Probably a
So,
very low low.
anyway, let's move on to tonight's game. We have the New York Giants playing in Kansas City against the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't been a great squad as of late.
Mm-mm.
And then you have, in my opinion, the Giants. And I said this yesterday morning. The Giants are on the rise, and they're getting Sterling Shepard and Kadarius Toney back tonight.
Yeah.
So even with those additions, I still took the under at 52. It has since moved to 53, but I took the under at 52. Um, that's the only play I really have on it tonight, other than I have props, of course, and we'll talk more about that. But also,
So
the line has been moving up as well. It's at plus 11 in favor of the Giants now.
yeah. Yeah, so one thing I like to do, and I think we've talked about this a little bit, is I actually like to play the spread in the half rather than the spread in the whole game.
Yeah,
Because a lot of teams are just slow starting teams. So this game I actually took the spread in the first half at, what was it? What did I get? 26 and a half. Under. I took the under in the first half.
under 26 and a half.
Under 26 and a half. Because I just did it today, it was 53. So it was 26 and a half for the half. So I took the under for the first half because my assumption is both teams are going to start slow, feel each other out, especially new pieces coming back. And I just prefer that. I just
And
prefer when I
especially two
do.
teams that don't play each other that often, right?
Right. And obviously, what's his face? Patrick Mahomes has been having his own troubles. So I could see a turnover, maybe not Patrick Mahomes, but somebody to stop a drive, save some points. I mean, 26 and a half is what? 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals
Yeah.
to break me. So I don't see that happening in the first half.
Yeah, no,
And honestly, I was going to take the under on the game, but I didn't think I'd stay up late enough to watch it, so I took the first half instead.
yeah, no, it was one of those things. It's like to your point that you just said, like, do you really see them scoring 3 touchdowns and a half between these two teams? I mean, honestly, I see Kansas City scoring more,
Right.
and even not even actually, because with how Mahomes has played, Mahomes has been playing similarly to Carson Wentz, where they're just trying to
Mm.
make something out of nothing, and it seems as though Patrick Mahomes' luck has run out.
Yep.
So it's one of those things, and then you have the Giants' defense that put a halt to the Panthers offense just last week. And it's
I
one of
mean,
those things, it's just like, could they really be on the up and up?
I
And
wouldn't read too much into them stopping the Panthers offense, to be honest. But
yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But then also you have to think about the Giants offense took advantage of Panthers defense that is still one of the, I think they're
yeah,
top 10 in the league, and they were able to take care of them.
yeah,
And honestly, I still have respect for this Kansas City defense. Obviously, not against the run, but I still think that when it comes to the pass, they can stop a Daniel Jones from going off on them.
yeah. I think so. And isn't it crazy to think at the beginning of the season, no one would have thought that we'd be talking about the Chiefs not being able to score touchdowns.
Yeah,
So eventually they're going to fix it. And
yeah,
eventually they're going to come out one game and just slaughter somebody. Hopefully
yeah.
it's not this game because I have the under in the first half, but eventually it's going to happen. Like they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? They'll figure
And
it
it'll
out.
be
Maybe if
probably by the time they play the Steelers.
it might be the Steelers, who knows? I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
they're going to find a way to sneak into the playoffs. Maybe it's just a wild card, but they're going to find a way to sneak in. And they're gonna dismantle some people eventually once they figure it out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Maybe once he cuts off his brother and his wife, then they might figure it out. But hopefully it's not tonight because I have the under in the first half.
And I have the under in the game, so.
Yeah. So let's not make it tonight. Maybe next week. I don't know who they play, but maybe next week.
So let's move on to the props for tonight. I just took an easy one right out the gate. I have Daniel Jones over 199.5 passing yards, Devontae Booker over 44.5 rushing, and then Kadarius Toney over 54.5 receiving. I figure that's very safe. Gives you
Yeah.
plus, I think it's plus 290. Yeah, plus 290 odds on that. It's not a bad parlay, in my opinion. I think it's the bet. It's the safest bet you could make with these kinds of stats.
Yeah. I was looking at those same. I wasn't looking at Booker as much because I don't know what to expect out of him.
Yeah,
The leading rusher for the Giants this season is Daniel Jones.
yeah,
So I wouldn't personally. I probably wouldn't throw anything on him. If anything, I'd change that out with Daniel Jones getting some rush yards because he'll run the ball at some point. And I think the lowest one for the parlay, at least on DraftKings, was like 19, maybe 19 and a half for Daniel
oh yeah,
Jones.
take over 19.5 for him.
Take over
That's
19
probably
and a half
decent.
instead of the Booker.
Yeah,
But that's just personal preference. I just don't know much about him. You probably watch him more than I do because of your living situation. So you might have more knowledge about him than I do, but I was definitely looking at something easy like that, like a Daniel Jones over 200 yards, Kadarius Toney's first game back, getting whatever 50, 60 yards. But I probably would have thrown in a Daniel Jones run instead, or rush yards instead. But I actually did not do a parlay this game. I'm trying to be good, and so instead, what I did was just some touchdown scores.
okay,
I took Kadarius Toney to get a touchdown. He has not got a touchdown this season.
interesting.
He has no receiving touchdowns this season, and eventually it gets to a point where guys like that, who they want to be a big part of the offense, are going to get their touchdowns. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's gonna get his chance.
So eventually it's going to happen. So why not tonight? I think it was plus, what did I get it? Plus 350. So I grabbed that. And then the other one I did, it's a little sneakier play. Is another touchdown score. Kyle Rudolph. So they have targeted him in the red zone the last like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
He had one called back last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, because he went out on like the 1 inch line. So eventually they run those two tight end formations in the like goal line situations. He's gonna get one. So again, why not tonight? And that was big. That was plus 850. So I mean,
yeah.
worth a
So
shot.
the issue I have with that one is that you do have Evan Ingram back. Not that Evan
Mm-hmm.
Ingram, I don't think he's better than Rudolph at all, but now he's gonna have to split targets with him, most likely.
Well, how long was he out?
I think just a
Ingram.
game.
Yeah, I was gonna say because he has guess because I looked this up today because I started doing research for this stuff instead of just betting on stuff. How many targets in the red zone you think he has?
Just shot in the dark. Oh, yeah, he is 0. Okay,
He has 0 targets in the red zone. Kyle Rudolph has more targets in the red zone than he does, so that's why I went Kyle Rudolph, to be honest.
I like that. Okay, you have anything else?
So, no, that's it. I might once we get off here, I might be bad and bet on something else.
Well,
I mean, I have some other
I'm
stuff.
gonna make you be bad right now because we're gonna get into the next segment where we make a same game parlay together.
Yeah, I have some non-football stuff, but we'll keep it football here. So, yeah, all right, same game parlay. Let's do
All
it.
right, so I
Let me bring it
really
up.
like. I don't know. You almost have me convinced with the Kyle Rudolph situation.
I don't know if I put that in a parlay though, because
No, I
if that's
have.
the reason you don't hit, I would jump off. I
Oh,
would jump off a
like
bridge.
Thursday when I didn't hit because of Zach Ertz. Yeah.
Exactly. What a kick in the nuts.
So let's. Are there any TD scores that you would put into a same game parlay tonight?
It's tough because the easiest ones are always the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The easiest ones, but they're
I haven't even.
also
Here's the thing. I like when I was thinking about props and stuff tonight. I wasn't even thinking about the Chiefs. I was like, what can the Giants do tonight?
yep, because the Chiefs are always overvalued. Like you're never going to get
Exactly.
plus money for a Chief, one of the big names, Kelsey and all those guys. You're never going to get plus money with any of them, which isn't a bad thing when you're doing a parlay, but still, like it's just tough. It's tough to pick them. But hold on, I'm trying to load my thing so I can look at stuff. I don't know if you're using DraftKings or you're using the other one, but
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm using DraftKings. They got the $10 insurance tonight. So.
oh yeah, now I have to do one, huh?
Yeah. I think I
I
kind
actually
of
had
like a.
one built. I had one
Oh,
built
you.
I was working on. So,
Oh, okay.
but go
So
ahead.
I
So
think I actually like a Dante Pettis touchdown tonight. He
that's
played
tough.
very well last week,
No, I'm not
and he
saying he
had.
didn't play well. I'm more cautious when it comes to the parlay stuff. I try to do what you did with your other one with just try to get things. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. Ask my freaking account,
Yeah.
uh,
See,
but I
but
try
this
to
is
pick
why I
things that
have you
are
here. You're gonna talk me out of the stupid shit,
yeah.
and
I
we're
try
gonna
to
make
pick
something that
things that are
works.
more likely to happen, more likely than not to happen. So I try not to put touchdown scores in my parlays. Like if it's something, think of it this way: would you put money on it as an individual play? Everything you put in a parlay, you should be willing to put money down as well,
It's fair. Yeah.
right? So would you bet that?
I
The
think the
answer is no. I
TD.
know you wouldn't.
Yeah. No. The TD score that I think I would put money on is Kadarius Toney for the reasons that you said.
Right, and I mean, I did put money on that, so I wouldn't be against putting in the parlay. But I'm more cautious when it comes to my parlay stuff. But if I was gonna put anyone in there, it'd be
Or let's come
Tony.
back to touchdown scores. I'm gonna go
Okay,
on the
okay.
passing props.
All right, that's fine. We're gonna. This may be a tough segment to put into
To
your
get through.
program here.
I think I'm gonna add the what I had already, the over 199.5 for Daniel Jones,
Yeah, I think that's a solid one.
and I think I want to add a Patrick Mahomes under 324.5.
I think that's solid too. I had that in here and I took it out because I had the whatever the I think it was the 199.5 for Jones and the Patrick Mahomes under, and it was like minus 800
Really?
when I was just messing around seeing what
Yeah.
stuff would come out to. It was like minus 800. So I had to add so much more things to make any value out of it.
Yeah.
Now, but I think I did the plus. I think I did the over 200 for Jones, but I think I did the under like 350 for Mahomes, just messing around. So it might not be as bad if you did the under 325. But I
Yeah.
like
Under
that. I mean,
325 and over 199.5 right now. I have plus 110.
okay, so it must have shifted since I looked at it. But I like that. Chiefs stats in here. I've noticed over the first few weeks have always been overvalued. They're always overvalued
I'm actually gonna
or
move it.
overestimated, not
I'm
overvalued.
actually moving it to 349.5 because now it's at minus 135.
I don't
Which
know what the hell
I
I was
like that
clicking then.
because yeah, I like that though because that means I like it's doesn't take much to bring it up.
So I think I know what I was actually clicking. So I think I was messing around. So one thing I like to add to my parlays is attempts. passing attempts because in this
Oh,
league,
yeah.
everyone's whipping the ball around all the time. Like one of my only hits this past week was Justin Herbert with 30 attempts, combined with Damian Harris.
Oh, we lost him. What happened? You're back. What happened?
I have no clue. It just something weird happened, and then I just looked at you. You just got bigger.
That was weird. Well, you're back.
That's really weird. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So one thing I like to always throw in is pass attempts because I think it's an easy way to bring up the total a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, do you see a scenario where Daniel Jones doesn't throw the ball 25 times? I don't.
Yeah, so let's add that. I'm going to add plus 20, 25 plus passing attempts.
And I did the same thing. So I told you I had one kind of already built I must have been messing around with. I have Patrick Mahomes plus 25 plus, and I have Daniel Jones 25 plus. I don't see a scenario where either of them throw for under
Less than-
25.
Yeah.
And it's not completions. I don't care if they throw the ball in the dirt 25 times.
You
It's
just
just
need the
attempting
attempts.
the ball. That's it. And that's how I hit it with Herbert. Herbert ended up with like 30 or 31, and I had 30. Because at the end of the game, they were trying to win. He was just chucking the ball down the field. Just incomplete, but I don't give a shit. Excuse my French. I don't know if you're allowed to swear on your show.
I don't
But
give a shit.
all right, just checking. So I had the attempts. I had the Jones rushing yards.
You
'Cause
had
I think
over,
that-
what, 19 and a half?
Just 19 and a half, yep. I had the Jones rushing yards because he is going to run the ball. He is going to run the ball. And then I had Daniel Jones, one passing touchdown. He's going to get a passing, like he's going to get a touchdown.
I like
The other
that,
thing
yeah.
the other thing I thought about throwing in there, which is a little more just playing the numbers, is a Mahomes interception. I think there's only been one or two games where he hasn't thrown one this season. It's a little risky because, again, eventually, like what we talked about, he's going to figure it out.
There's a
Eventually,
chance
he's going to figure it out. It's risky, but I thought about throwing it in there. I didn't have it in here. I took it out.
So I think for this parlay, I think I'm going to skip over the rushing props and go straight to the receiving props.
Yeah, the only thing I have in there rushing wise is Daniel Jones, and that's just a personal thing. I think he's going to run the ball.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to add 44 and a half yards receiving for Kadarius Toney. That's 10 less than for my other parlay.
Yeah, I think that's safe. He's going to get his.
And then we have, so Travis Kelce, they have his lowest number at 64 and a half. I think I like taking under 84 and a half for him. I don't think he gets over 100 yards, and I just think that's a safe play.
Yeah, I think that's safe. I would personally probably look at the difference, if you really care, between 84 and 94. Like how big of a jump, how big of a difference is it?
So right now I'm at plus 245 with the 84 and a half. It's 425. With 94 and a half, it's 370. I think I'll stick with the 94 and a half at 370.
Yeah, and it's just basic stats or logic, whatever you want to call it. Like,
yeah,
is that extra movement worth the risk?
Actually, yeah, I'm actually moving it to 104 and a half, under 104 and a half, because now it's at plus 330.
Right, and you're still hitting good money.
Yeah,
and the difference is negligible, couple bucks, depending on how much you put on it. And I doubt you're throwing thousands on this, so.
No, it's a $10 parlay.
Right, so it's a couple bucks. It's negligible, and it's a little safer. And again, like I said, in parlays, I tend to be a little safer when I do these.
Yeah. I'm already at 7 props.
It's a lot of legs there.
It's as many as I had last week, and we lost by 1.
Yeah, I like to, like I said, So one thing I like to do is focus on a certain position. Like if I think it's going to be a heavy running game, I'll focus on the running back props. If it's a passing game, I'll focus on the quarterback, receiver props. I think it's going to be a passing game, so I'm with you on that. The touchdown props, which is I think what you have probably next. Going back to that.
Yeah, let's go back to the touchdown props. How many receptions did you say Kyle Rudolph had?
I didn't say how many receptions. I said how many targets.
Oh, how many targets? Sorry.
He's gotten at least at least one target, I think, in the last 4 weeks, and 2 or 3 of those weeks he had 2 targets just in the red zone.
Yeah.
And he had one touchdown call back last week. So they want to get him the ball. They want to get him that touchdown that he lost out on last week. So that's why I played that, and it was plus 850. I don't know if I throw that in a parlay though.
No, that's why I'm trying to gauge it out.
I think Kadarius Toney's probably a nice play. You could always go safe and do like a Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. I think hell, even like a Daniel Jones running the ball in, I wouldn't be shocked.
I think I'm going to hold off on any quarterback scoring, but usually when I do that, they score. So
There's actually every week for the first I don't know if it happened last week in the Packers game. I should know, but every week of the season on Thursday night, a quarterback ran the ball in.
yeah,
Up until I don't know if Rodgers or Murray. Murray did last week, didn't he?
yeah.
Did Murray run on there? Yeah. So
No,
it's
no, no,
still
no,
every
no, he
week.
didn't. No, he didn't. That was Chase Edmonds. Everybody thought it was Murray because it
That's
was a
right.
small
Okay. Yeah.
dude, but it was
Yeah.
Edmonds
Yeah. So maybe
out
it
of the
ended last week.
Wildcat.
But
So I added Tyreek. We're at plus 550, and I think I'm going to end it with one more, and it's going to be Devontae Booker.
you're throwing another one in there?
Yeah, I'm putting Devontae Booker in there just because, like I
My
said, like
lord.
we know this, that their defense is not good with the run.
It's
Um,
not.
I'm not saying that means the Giants are going to run heavy, but I think their running backs will be able to take advantage. And I believe, if I remember correctly, when I went to the game, or maybe I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but I'm pretty sure the Giants were on the goal line. No, it was the Panthers were on the goal line and they got stopped by the Giants. Never mind. So forget what I just said. I I think Devontae Booker's going to get a touchdown. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He's a starting running back. You know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
he's towards the top in terms of more likely.
So adding all
So I
that
wouldn't be
together,
shocked.
I'm at plus 1100 odds. I mean, it's a $10 parlay. We're going to get
And it's free.
$10 insurance on the parlay.
Yeah, it's
So
quote
we're going to get
unquote
our
free.
$10 back.
Well, you
That's
don't
what
get
I'm.
it back, but you can play it again.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm gonna do that. Cash is out. Total payouts 120. I'll take it. It's a big risk with all these different props, but I think it's the way to go.
So while we were sitting here working, I followed some of yours and I made a little bit of my own.
Okay.
So here's mine, and then I don't know how much time. We're at 34 minutes. I don't know what your normal.
Yeah, we're a little over, but that's okay. We had a new
That's
segment.
fine. This is gonna be the most viewed show ever. So let me find it. So I have how many did you end up with? Legs? 8?
Nine legs.
Oh, okay, I'm at 8 legs. So I kept a lot of what I told you. So Jones rushing yards at 20, basically 20 plus. The attempts 25 plus each. The Jones passing touchdown at least one. The Jones yards, which I added after during our discussion, and then the Patrick under.
Mm-hmm.
So Jones 200 plus, and then Patrick minus 350 or under 350. I put in the Mahomes interception because why
Okay.
not? And then I threw in your Devontae Booker. So if that's the reason I don't get this,
It's on me.
I'm gonna end you. So let's see. I'm put up. It just dropped. So it was 1,300. It just dropped to 1,200. So everyone must be watching this show betting, and it's screwing me up. So mine's at 1,200.
All right, so you're 100 higher than I am.
Oh, it just went back up to 1,300. Oh, place that
There you
bet.
go. Maybe hold off a little bit.
Nah, screw that. Boom. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, wrong way. There you go. It's in. So
All right, we'll take it.
yeah.
I'm gonna put mine in now.
If I don't get it because of that Devontae Booker, you send me
It's on
$10. That's the
I owe
deal.
you $10.
All right. If that's the
All
reason,
right.
you owe me $10.
Awesome stuff. I'm glad we got that new segment in. That's kind of cool. Like us just talking through a parlay, like you would with your buddies at a bar right before a game. Like, hey, let's make a
Yeah.
parlay together. I mean, we obviously didn't make the same one, but the idea is that we make it together, we win together. But that's gonna
Yeah, I
happen
mean,
anyway.
there's mostly overlap, right? I think the only thing you didn't have was the Daniel Jones.
You ate the wrong one.
I ate the wrong one.
Yeah.
Why?
You wanted chicken lo mein. I wanted plain lo
Well, I only had a couple bites. Sorry. I ate the
And
wrong
in closing,
Chinese
you get
food.
to watch Cody get in a fight.
I ate the wrong Chinese food tonight.
It all
But
tastes the same.
anyway, thank you, Sam, for joining me. I gotta go pay for my sins of eating the wrong food.
No
And
problem. Game starts in about
hey,
10 minutes anyways.
we get to watch the Manning cast again tonight. Can't
This
wait.
will be the first time I watch it. Every week, always forget about it. And I just put on the regular
You got
show. So
you
I'm
got
watching
to.
it tonight. They
Manning
released the
cast
guest.
is the way to watch.
I saw the guest list on here because I have the TV on while we're talking. I'm gonna watch it tonight. This will be the first time I've watched it.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be great. All right,
So,
Sam, thank you for joining me,
all right, no
and
problem.
we'll see everybody next week. See everybody for the spread, and then the following Monday for Monday Night Money.
And this video stays up on your social media because you agreed to pay me $10 if Devontae Booker doesn't score, and that's the reason. So,
Sure.
all right,
All right.
I'll see you
Thanks, Sam.
later.
See ya.
Bye bye.